Hey guys, Civilord here, back again with another action figure review. Today I'll be taking a look at the Masters of the Universe Origins Cartoon Collection Catra from She-Ra, and the Princesses of Power. But unlike the Princesses of Power, the Evil Horde's actually got a pretty decent amount of characters in it at this point. I think the only one left now is Shadow Weaver, because I do have both Leech and Grizzlor coming your way over the course of the next week, so stay tuned for those videos. But at any rate, today we're talking about Catra, and she is of course brought to us by the fine folks over at Mattel. So before we get too far ahead of ourselves, why don't we cut right to the chase and get to the meat and potatoes of this review and take a look-see at all she has to offer in terms of accessories. And all she's got is a cat. And unfortunately, it's not articulated, and is it even to scale? I thought it was bigger than this in the show, but, you know, it is what it is. I think it would have been better if we just got the Cringer repainted into this. But, either way, there you go. We also get the mini-comic, complete with pamphlet if you're a simpleton and don't know how these work. Now we have the figure, who actually, just like Frosta, we looked at yesterday, has the appropriate hinge for holding weapons, but comes with no weapons to hold, so that is kind of lame. But maybe I can use that hand on somebody else and just give her the other hand, but the skin tone has to match. Would have been nice if we got some claw hands. I could get some mileage out of that. Other than that, though, she looks good. I mean, it's Catra. She's got the rubber cape. It's not like the hardest thing ever, but yeah, it's not great. As far as articulation goes, her head will look side to side, up and down, tilt. Not as bad as Frosta's as far as looseness goes. Her mask, I tend to keep it like this. I like the kind of tiara look. I don't know if it's just upside down this way, but it keeps the little eyepiece out from the front of her eyes. Shoulders go out, back down. They will move forward and back. Single jointed elbow with rotation. Swivel hinge wrists, which again, this one's got the up and down. This one has the in and out. I guess I could give that to Tila. She could use that. She's the same skin tone. You got a waist twist. Hips will kick forward and back. Out, back down. Single jointed knee. As well as rotation and a boot cut with a hinge in the foot. And a rocker and some peg holes. So that's your lot for Catra. She is cool. I dig her. It's nice to have more members of the Evil Horde, who, again, have a lot of figures in this line as is, but now it just seems like we're only missing Shadow Weaver and Scorpina, and we pretty much got all the heavy hitters. I mean, we even got frickin' Voltac, for crying out loud, but when it comes to She-Ra's crew, I guess they just don't sell, because they only make like a couple of them, and that's it. Then again, back when Masters Classics was a thing, those were always on Matty Collector, the Princess of Power chick, so maybe they just aren't the best sellers, but to each their own, I guess. So with that being said, it's time now that we move right along and take a look at some size comparisons. First up, here's good old Catra, alongside the other characters available in this wave of Cartoon Collection figures. We have Leech, also from the Evil Horde, and Faker. So an all-villains wave. I mean, it's not the first time we've seen that with the Cartoon Collection, but I think it's the first time we've seen it with 3 characters, right? Because all the other ones either have 1 villain or 2 villains. This wave's got 3. You know, if you don't just count Faker as He-Man 2.0, and we'll talk about that more when we get to his review. Getting them out of the way, and I mean, of course they're bigger. They're male figures compared to a female figure. That just makes sense. But bringing in our 2 regulars, the Mythic Legion's Brother Manibulith, and the infamous 11 Spawn, who, as usual, towers over everyone because he is not a 5.5-inch figure. So with that being said, it's time now that we wrap things up with some final thoughts. Overall, and despite the fact that, much like Frosta, who we took a look at yesterday, she might not have any physical weapons to hold, but in good old Catra's case here, I don't think she actually utilized any physical weapons. She mostly just transformed into a cat and did kung fu fighting that way, which I guess is fine, but if you're not going to give us anything to hold, why give us grip hands in the first place? I think it would have been really cool if we got some claw hands instead, because at least that way the figure on its own could do some kind of action pose without looking, I don't know, a little awkward. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this review, and until next time, I'll catch you guys later.